A conservative think tank is looking at ways to get Americans back to work and to protect people's rights in case of a future health crisis. One America's Stefan Kleinhenz reports.
The National Center for Public Policy Research has released a blueprint for reopening the economy, restoring liberty, and responding to a future crisis. David Ridenour, the president of the National Center, said this manual, Beyond COVID-19, offers 54 proposals that they hope lawmakers will abide by to get Americans back to work and to ensure their rights are protected.
Governments, local and state governments, have the authority in the interest of public safety to close things down. But generally speaking, they need to narrowly tailor those restrictions so that they're the least restrictive in order to achieve their objective. And they must be neutral, which means they must apply to everybody equally.
Ridenour says that state governments did not focus their attention on high-risk groups, and the broad responses prevented the care they needed.
What we really should have focused on from the very beginning is the most vulnerable in society. So instead of having government funding to help everybody stay home, why don't we help out those really small firms, keep those people on the payroll even though they're not able to come in, who are at risk? Because that's what we really want to hone in on the most. And we didn't provide sufficient protection for them. And that's where we should have been focused. Yeah, I like to say we used a meat cleaver instead of a scalpel. This really required a scalpel. And as a result, we're going to be left as a society with a far greater scar.
One of the proposals the National Center set forth establishes a special federal court to deal with Fifth Amendment government takings to ensure those Americans who lost their livelihoods will be compensated by the government.
You know, if the government comes and takes your property for the good of the nation, they owe you compensation for that. There's a lot of businesses that were closed down by government mandates, and they're gone. There's nothing left over. They've lost everything that they've ever had, and those folks are due compensation. The problem is that many of them can't afford to go to court, and by creating a special federal court to deal with COVID-19 takings, they can get expeditious and inexpensive means of getting relief, while at the same time putting pressure on those local governments to open up as quickly as they can.
Stefan Kleinhenz, One American News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.